Hey guys, Magic here. Just wanted to make a video talking about work stories, and I think I want to make this a series. Um, I think I've worked at about like six, seven jobs now. But I want to start off with the first place I worked at, which is Walmart. I think this is where a lot of people find themselves getting like their first job at, especially in high school, which is when I started too. Um, I worked at the electronics photo lab department. There was a little bit of drama with that because I got paid 85 cents more than like for example Cap 2. I don't think I got paid more than some of the other departments, but Cap 2 specifically was upset because it was mostly high schoolers in that department. And so I was getting paid 85 cents an hour more than like all the kids I went to school with pretty much. But the first story I have is actually on my first day. Funny. Well, okay, it's not my first day. So they train you for a few days on the computer in the back. So technically, like my first day was like in the back on a computer, but this was like my first day on the floor. So they put me with this one girl to train me how to like stock stuff, I guess. And we were doing all that or whatever. And Walmart gives us box cutters. um Yeah, it gets bloody. I was trying to cut open a box, and my dumbass. I wish I could show you how I was actually holding the box, but it's stupid too because we were always told to cut away from us so that we don't cut ourselves. And the thing was, I was doing that, but it was the way I was holding the box, like the way my hand was positioned. It was like right aligned with like where the blade was going. I really wish I could show you, but it like the the blade got stuck in the tape, and then it kind of like cut through, and then my hand flung, and it hit my pointer finger on my left. And interestingly, it didn't really hurt that much. It was really weird. It just kind of felt like somebody tapped me with their finger or something, or like a pencil. Like I don't know. It was weird. Like someone just kind of whacked me. But I mean, instantly, my finger starts pouring blood. And my coworker, she was freaking out. I wasn't really that freaked out. Surprisingly, I was just kind of like, it was funny too, because she didn't see me like cut myself. Like, I kind of just turned and was like, hey, like, I'm bleeding. Like, and she was freaking out. But yeah, um, they took me to the bathroom. She got like a manager or something to go check on me. And they gave me like a finger condom, which I didn't know was a thing until then. I'm sure a lot of people knew what that was, but I just really had never heard of that. I was like, what? But yeah, surprisingly, I didn't need stitches. The bleeding stopped, and yeah, it was not too bad. It was funny though because I got kind of, I wouldn't say I got bullied, but like I got kind of like a little bit picked on by the other high schoolers because we're supposed to have like a safety thing going on, and like a I guess like if there's no accidents, you get like a steak like meal or something. I don't know. But yeah, they were kind of mad at me for that because technically I would have broke that, but they didn't document it. So, alright, I guess they still had their steak or whatever. And I had a finger condom. So yeah, but the rest of the shift was fine. I mean, it wasn't too bad. But yeah, like I literally cut myself on the first day I was on the floor. There was like a trail of blood to the bathroom too. It was kind of funny looking back on it now. But yeah. Uh, the second story I have, not as interesting, but still involves a little bit of blood. I don't know what it is, man. I lost a lot of blood working here, I guess, but I did end up cutting myself a little bit because I broke the game case glass. And like, if you've been to Walmart, you know, you've seen how the cases are. But the one I worked at, like, if you worked at one or if you've ever opened a case like that, like, you know how like the it's supposed to like roll, like the door's supposed to roll like from the left and right, like on like some sort of track on the bottom. I don't know exactly how the mechanism works, but the one in our Walmart, it was so bad that it would get stuck and you had to like lift it and jiggle it. And I really didn't think I was jiggling this thing that hard. and it shattered like right in front of me, and I had glass in my hair too. I'm lucky I wasn't really like my head was tilted a little down, so like all the glass just hit the top of my head. It didn't go in my eyes. But there was like a shard, I guess, that did hit my finger because I was bleeding a little bit from my finger. It wasn't as bad as the box cutter, but it was still, I don't know. I did have another coworker. It was actually the other electronics coworker. She was like 10 feet away. She was at the register. I was actually grabbing a game for her and her customer, and that's when I broke it. But I don't know. And then another thing I ended up breaking was the automotive key. Somebody was wanting something out of the automotive case, and I was trying to open it, and the key literally like snapped. And yeah, like I've broken so much stuff at Walmart. It's okay though; they can afford it. I mean, they got they got so much money. But I think that the worst part about Walmart, to be honest, is the customers. And I've had like a few horrible customer experiences at Walmart. I had this one lady. She was adamant about buying a tablet for $2 that was originally $50. I don't even know how she got this tablet because I think we had them locked up, so I really don't know. But she told me that it was $2 and the tag said $2. And I was like, dog, where did you see that? Like, how is this $2, dude? Like, you can buy like, I don't know, like a king size Reese's bar with that at the time. I'm sure it's more now, but I don't know. But yeah, like what, like how, like how would you? I don't know. I literally asked her like, well, where did you find it? And she takes me to the craft section, bruh. Like, I, I don't know, dude. Yeah. She showed me this one spot where there was like party napkins and stuff. I was just like, there's no sign here. And she goes, there was one when I was here. And I was like, I'm sorry, like I really like, can't, and she just cut me off and was like, I talked to a manager, and I was like, okay. I found this one manager, and I mean, I don't think she got that tablet for $2. And to be honest with you, like, it's such a ridiculous. I don't know. That lady, I don't know. That lady was crazy. There was also another lady. This was actually like worse in my opinion, but there was this lady. So this kid, I say kid as if he wasn't my age at the time, but I'm just like looking back at it, and I see him as a kid because he was in high school. But he was a Cap 2, and this lady, I guess, wanted something out of like a paint case or something. I'm not too sure. I can't remember, but she was like bugging him about it, and he was like paging for someone to go help or whatever. And I don't know, man. Like she just, I really don't know what her problem was, but she was just mad that like he wasn't getting someone. Like, yes, he was paging someone, but she wanted him to like pull out a walkie-talkie and call directly like to a worker or something and have them go over there and all that. Which I don't know if WalMarts have that now, but at least my Walmart and back then no, it wasn't like that. You had a page to really like get anyone anywhere. But yeah, man, she was just annoyed at that. And then oh, actually no, she was not. She didn't. He didn't page. I was the only one who paged. I thought maybe he paged, but I'm getting the story a little wrong. I think she asked him to page, and he asked me to page, and she stayed there with me, and I paged for. I think she actually wanted a specific manager or something because she was getting like really mad with the kid. Is why too. Uh, and so I paged for the manager she asked and put the phone down, and she goes, "So is she coming?" And I was like, "Well, I just paged her, so I mean, as long as she heard it, like she'll come here as soon as she can." And she was really upset and was like, "Why can't you just like, she's literally like wanting me to call her, like just get her like there now." And I was like, "I literally can't do that. Like I can only page." Dude, she was like so annoying about it. And the manager like never even showed up too, which was annoying. So I mean, honestly, might as well just have like a way to directly like talk to the managers. But later that night, I was helping someone in the sporting goods section, and yeah, they would make us do other departments. It was kind of booty, but she passed by and told me that she was gonna become my boss, and I was like, man, good luck with that, because she never did. So, and I'm really glad because I would not have taken anything from that. But there was also this one couple, dude. They smell so bad. Like they smell so bad. um, and you would think like I get like sometimes like if you're broke like shit be kind of expensive. I don't know. I don't really think soap like body wash and all that's not like that much money, but regardless, I mean I kind of have some leeway, but dude, like they were going and buying video games like from the electronics section. So I'm just like, you clearly can like afford something to clean yourself with, but I don't know, Call of Duty or whatever. I don't know what I honestly don't know what they bought, but dude, they smelled so bad. And it's weird because I actually saw them multiple times. I lived in a small town, so I did see like the same customers quite a bit. But there was this one time she came in alone, like the girl, and I kid you not, bro. She was like in the movie area with her hand in her pants, like in the back. If it was the front, I would be way more concerned. But she like was like, I guess, I don't know, scratching her ass or something, bro. Like, and I like saw her. I wasn't like too near her. I was like, I saw her from like down the aisle, like kind of thing. And she just turned at me and just stared at me. She didn't take she didn't take her hand out. Like, I don't, it was gross, bro. I don't know. And I just kind of walked away. I was like, I'm not doing this. But yeah, dude, like people are just weird. Um, Another thing with okay, this isn't really a story, but well, I guess it kind of I don't know it kind of can be. But one thing about Walmart, uh, if you're gonna work there, man, they might make you work like multiple departments. It wasn't too bad when they had me doing just sporting goods, like helping out over there. But man, there was some days they would have us cover sporting goods, paint. Technically not really automotive, but technically kind of because we had the key to the case. So if somebody had to get something from there, we had to do it. And then there was also the crafting section, which it was kind of like the automotive section where like it's a specific need that someone would need like help with, but it was like people wanting to cut fabric, which honestly I feel like was a little more common than people wanting stuff out of the automotive section, at least at certain times when like there wasn't those employees there. But yeah, I had to cover for like the fabric table and the paint and sporting goods and the automotive like all at once one morning. There was these two ladies that were like they could tell I was like stressing and stuff and they felt bad for me. They honestly wanted to like report something to someone. I don't know. They were telling me that. But I don't know. I don't know if they ever did or not. But they also had me doing layaway whenever the holidays were around. They had people doing it, but like I think they only had like one or two people doing it. So like if there was like if it was like their day off or like I don't know the time of the day they weren't there, we'd have to cover. It wasn't that bad, but it was kind of annoying, especially if you were working by yourself. If you had a coworker, if you had a coworker, man, things were all right. Like it wasn't too bad. It really wasn't. But if you were alone, it gets really bad. Another thing is like the managers are lazy there, dude. Like I think that might take the cake for the laziest like managers like at a workplace that I've had. I remember just walking in the back and they have like this little room for the managers and I remember walking past it, dude. And there was like six managers just in there on their phones playing games. I was like, dude, go out there and help stock something instead of being mad that you know, somebody's not done with their pallet in 30 minutes or whatever. I don't know. Um, Honestly, I think that's gonna wrap up the video. I'm gonna give the job a rating from 1 through 10. One being like the place should just shut down, honestly, and 10 being like I would recommend it to everyone. I wouldn't. I know 10 would be like perfect, but what kind of job is perfect, dude? But I would give it like a 5. I don't know. It's not the worst work I've ever done, especially like work-wise. It just gets a little stressful if like this. It depends. I think it depends on like how good the scheduling is with your manager and all that. Because like if you're alone a lot on your shifts, it gets pretty bad. But if you have like coworkers, it's not the worst, really. Uh, so yeah. But I mean, you have to deal with the customers, which honestly, that's probably the worst part. Like to be like, let's be honest here. But yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll probably try to make another like video on my next job, but I don't know. We'll see. Have a good day, guys. See ya.